Watching top 10 reasons why women are most privileged by DailyRapUpCrew. Original video will be linked in the description. Without further notice, we're gonna get straight to it. For sure.
You think has more privilege in society, men or women?
I'll say women.
Oh shit, I wasn't.
I'll say women because I mean you can't lie. We do have a lot of extra privileges that men don't. Like some of the stuff we get in life is because some females look better than some other females, and we get more just because of our looks, and we can get away with certain stuff where men has to actually work extra hard to provide and do what they have to do.
Can you name any privileges that men have in society?
I'll say like higher pay raises and pay raise jobs.
That's one of your biggest points when it comes to men have more privileges. The thing is, most jobs that men have that are high paying, they come with a lot of risks. They're very life threatening, and they'll come with a lot of physical work that women just don't want to do. There's not too many women that's going to be on top of those beams welding. There's not going to be a type of women that's going to be in construction. There's not going to be a lot of women doing, a bunch of high risk jobs that pay more. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's either that or you gotta have a lot of education with them. So you can do the education part, which is gonna take a lot of years of education, or it's gonna take a lot of physical work and possibly hazard pay. So with certain jobs, you might deal with like chemicals, things that can kill you, smash you, fuck up your internal organs, just things like that. So you can't just say men get paid more. It's like women are not going to those jobs for a reason.
Like the jobs you guys do, of course, if a woman wants to do it, you guys will still get paid more just because you're men.
Yes, that's not true. That would the wage gap.
And a matter of fact, I think a lot of jobs like that would be more inclined to hire women so that they don't look prejudiced. And on top of that, women also get bonuses, I think. So that's cap.
It has been debunked so much. Like, and I dislike when women use that.
I mean, but certain jobs they do be looking for men.
Let me ask you this: if women got paid less, right? And first of all, it's actually a law that for you to discriminate against gender. So if women got paid less, there would be a lot more lawsuits. And number two, as an employer, if you know that technically you could pay women less, would you not hire more women than you would men?
I mean, could that be why the woman is working, dominating the workforce though?
It depends.
Or could it have been at one point?
It depends on what workforce you're talking about. Because when we talk about jobs that help build society, like infrastructure work and sanitation and people that's actually construction, women ain't in those positions. You know what I'm saying? But those office jobs with the cubicles telling people what to do, y'all be damn sure signing up for those positions. Like, you get what I'm saying? So fire department, policemen. Women don't actively sign up for the quote unquote difficult, dangerous jobs. This is why more men die at work than women, because men are mainly in these positions. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. Like, most of the jobs that are high paying come with a lot of like physical work that most women just wouldn't want to participate in. And ain't nothing against women. Y'all just wouldn't. Men are more physically stronger. Men are more physically capable to do these certain type of jobs. So it would just make sense that it would be a lot of men in them fields rather than women. Not to say that women can't be, they just choose not to be.
So usually women go into, much more office-based jobs like secretary, nursing, teaching, things like that.
Safe jobs.
Yeah, the safe jobs. And not that that's a knock, but sometimes those jobs don't tend to pay as much as a guy fucking risking his life working on a fucking scaffolding, like, you know what I mean? And a 1,000-foot, you know what I mean? And the skyscraper type of shit.
Well, now that it's 2022 and they shooting up schools.
Ooh.
People are shooting up schools.
School.
Being a teacher is a dangerous job.
Being a teacher is a dangerous job.
Though, yes, a lot of school shootings. How often does that happen? Compared to men falling off of those high buildings, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could literally die from that. There's supposed to be security and precautions taken where school shootings aren't supposed to happen, compared to those jobs where you just have to trust whatever gear your boss give you. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you just need to be more aware of how you put the gear on and all of that shit, because any wrong thing and you falling off of something's crashing, and it could just go completely wrong very fast.
Hell yeah.
Teachers do need to get paid more. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know,
Yeah, I do agree that teachers do deserve to get paid more because they're training the youth to get into the workforce. So they do deserve a little bit more pay. But to say that they need to earn as much as someone that's like on high beams, welding, or construction and things of that nature, it's kind of not. It's not the same.
especially if you're in like a junior high school or high school. Some of the videos I see on social media.
Yeah, they better be ready to beat the teacher's ass.
I know.
That's a fact.
So any other privileges I could think of
that men have
that men
over
have
women?
over women? Yeah.
Other than not being labeled a whore when they have multiple sex partners.
I knew they was gonna bring that one up too. Like, yeah, I think that's probably the only privilege.
Just expectations. Like if a dude is getting himself together at 40, 35, 40, anywhere between 30 and 40, it's like, he's a guy.
No.
Fuck no. The only reason a woman would still deal with a guy that's broke is they think he's good looking, he got good dick or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's 30 or 40 and he's still at his mama house, women most definitely, especially women that want to be taken care of and provided for, they don't look at them dudes. The fuck, nigga, you live with your mama. Why would I want you to take care of me? You ain't even taking care of yourself. You ain't even helping take care of your mama. She take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So that don't make sense. And there's women that's 30 or 40 still living with their bird and don't nobody even bat an eye at it. You can still live with your granny, you can still live with your mama. Shit, your kid can still live with you. Like, don't nobody look at women crazy. I mean, some dudes will look at it like that's a bad thing, but at the end of the day, you could still find a dude that's willing to try to date you. Most women are not going to date a dude that's staying with his mama. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Now, if his mama's staying with him and he's taking care of his mama, that's different. But even then, if he's living with his mama cooking, cleaning, doing all that good stuff, paying for everything, y'all gonna look at him like he crazy. That's no.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Dudes can run the street way longer than females can. If you see listen, it's way more acceptable for a 30-year-old dude to be ripping and running the streets than it is for a 30-year-old woman to be ripping and running the streets.
Impossible.
It just looks different.
I'll say this. If you're in your 30s or 40s and you still playing the streets, like, it's one thing to kind of enjoy being single. You've probably been in a long-term relationship or even a marriage, so you just enjoying your single life. That's cool. But if you just giving it up to everybody, you just out here just trying to run through shit, that's not usual behavior for people that's 35 to 40. Usually them people are looking for marriage, so they not finna be bullshitting and playing around. I don't know what she getting at with that. I don't know who said that it's more acceptable for the dude to do it. I don't know. She lost me with that one.
Way more acceptable for a 40-year-old woman to be living with her mom than a man is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Bro,
I don't think so.
You ain't never.
Like I said, nobody's gonna bat an eye if a shorty living with her mama. But if a dude living with his mama, ain't nobody gonna like that. Cause why you ain't doing what you need to do to get out your mama house?
Heard nobody shame a woman for living with her mom. And I know women that's
with her kids.
Oh, yes.
Actually, that's kept. I've heard of people shaming it, but it's never even close to the amount of times where if a man is staying with on his mama couch, pretty much over the age of 18. If you over the age of 18 as a dude, you look that crazy for not trying to get out your mama house. Now, there's situations for it, like, say you got a divorce, you know, you lost your house or things like that. Well, that's kind of extreme, but say, like, you broke up with a girl y'all used to live together, but she got the crib now, so you just want to get out and start over. You might move with your bird for a little bit, but then you should just be focused on getting out your bird crib. You shouldn't be worried about trying to get some cootie mama at your bird crib. You know what I'm saying? No privacy, nothing. You gotta sneak her in. You grown as hell. Like, that looks weirder on the dude's end than it would look on the female's end.
LC say if you living in your mama's basement, you a scrub, man. You don't got no soul saying if a woman living in her mama's basement, she a what? What is the word?
Women won't even look at a dude that's trying to holler at them from the passenger seat of the car. He could have his own car. He could have his own crib and everything. He's just in the passenger seat of his boy shit because his boy was driving. But he hollering from the passenger seat. So he must be a scrub. He must ain't got no car or something like that. We supposed to both drive our cars? Come on, man. Don't even make sense.
Like, there's a percentage of them doing that.
If you're of a certain age and you still living with your mom, I don't care if you're a male or a female. That's a negative. That's a red flag.
No, it is.
If you're dating
But if
and somebody's getting to know you, and
what age did you say? What age did you say? If you're living in with your parents, did you give an age?
Well, I said over 30, but
Over 30.
in the beginning, I was saying just in generally speaking, 30-year-old men are more acceptable, still ripping and running and making silly decisions as opposed to a 30-year-old female. Realistically, they expect for most women to be a mother by the...
And if an older dude is ripping and running through the streets, it usually with younger women, and the younger woman just trying to use him, and he's trying to use her. He's a horny old dude, and she's a hot in the pants ass little girl trying to get some shit out of him. So that's usually what's going on there. Or she thinks he can lead her to something, or young girls is always like older niggas. Like, that ain't nothing new. We was in high school, we 15 through 18 years old. All the girls was dealing with niggas that's in their 20s, and it just goes up and up and up as we get older. So
30, because ain't that Kevin Samuels who was talking about women after 30 is geriatric pregnancy and everything?
35.
After 35. So that means that you're expecting for a woman to have her children, if you want her to have a healthy baby and did not have a geriatric pregnancy, you want her to have her kids.
That's just biology, though, man.
You want her to have her kids in her 20s, though, right?
I mean,
you don't gotta have it in your 20s, but it'd be better to have it while you're at your most fertile than waiting till you damn near hitting menopause age. That's kind of the point. And then on top of that, you should, if you're looking to have a family anywhere, you shouldn't just be giving that up to just anyone. I would think. Why would you give that opportunity up for just any dude that at least wouldn't take the responsibility, and that too you don't really love and care for, because you won't have to see him for the rest of, well, not for the rest of your life, but at least for 20 years after the baby comes.
Before it becomes a risk. Yeah.
Okay, so but in order for a woman to be a mother, then that she would have to be a responsible adult, because now she has a whole nother life relying on her.
She do it today's society. Because a lot of women I mean, you will want to.
We will want to.
But that doesn't mean there's no pressure on women to do it, though.
They get government assistance off the rip. You get a baby,
you can't raise no kid off of government assistance.
That's a damn lie. And that's what, I mean, technically you can't do it successfully. Like, you're well off, but like, motherfuckers been raising their kids off of that, like Section 8 families and all that shit. So I mean, it's something to start off with. It's better than nothing, for sure, for sure. Women been definitely using the government assistance to raise their kids. That government cheese, the food stamps, just all of that stuff. Which I ain't complaining shit. Free food is free food.
There's a lot of women out here in the world of that government cheese. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think when we talk about privilege, we often hear women talk about how the patriarchy and women are so oppressed and this, that, and the third. But I could really sit here and name 30 privileges that women have that men do not have. Like,
but y'all have, like, let's talk about, like, car insurance privilege. A woman, you gotta be...
Women pay less in car insurance than men because they are women. And that's a fact.
Men...
I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm not going to comment on that. But if y'all do pay less... That wouldn't make sense, though, because ain't apparently women supposed to be worse jobs than men? So they would need to pay? Well, I don't know.
They pay higher because you have to be like less. 25 for like a
first
good...
of all, that's anybody. But in general...
Yeah, once you hit 25, your shit goes down gradually. I'm over 25 and my shit went down significantly more than it probably would have been if I was still 19, 20 through 23 or something like that.
Car insurance, they charge women less in car insurance because, quote unquote, statistically, women are safer drivers. So y'all pay less in car insurance than men.
Shit, a lot of women I know be speeding. You think niggas be speeding? Getting the passenger seat of a girl with a Nissan or a truck. She gonna fly off the road with that motherfucker.
And on average, like, you get,
especially from my hometown, I'm from St. Louis.
Saying so, the whole thing
which
about
is bullshit,
because we're expected to be cautious.
No.
And it's acceptable for men to be reckless, and that was just my point.
No,
it's
no.
more
The
acceptable
reason
for a man to be
women
reckless
pay less
up
in car
age.
insurance because
I think it would just make sense for men to be more reckless because, like, racing and shit like that, dudes get into that way more than women do, but women most definitely be trying to speed as well. And a lot of them aren't that coordinated with driving as well. So I don't know why y'all would pay less. It should be about the same. I don't know. I'm a dude, so I pay my shit, whatever it is, but I don't know.
there are more male drivers on the road, which means in accidents is a more higher percentage of a man being in an accident because there are naturally more men on
A lot of women don't even drive.
Yeah, a lot of women don't even drive. Y'all be passenger princesses, man.
Not the passenger princess.
Passenger princess is crazy.
Negative. I run the driver's seat.
Okay, how long you been driving?
2 years.
Oh my!
Girl, sit down. You barely even been on the highway for real.
You just came outside.
So when I think about female privilege, I think about even chivalry is a privilege that women get.
She at the stage where she's still scared to go 5 miles over the speed limit. Probably shit. 2 years ain't shit.
And don't get.
And it's dead.
It could be dead to a degree. I agree with that. But in general, women get free things all the time just because they're women. Like they get invited in the clubs.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? They get their bills paid. They selling
Men
feet
too.
pics. What? Men what?
A good woman will pay your bill if
Bro,
you need it. If you need it.
What does it take for a woman to pay your bills, though? To want to pay your bills, though? I ain't saying there's no women simps out here, but it ain't likely. And then women really only take care of dudes that's either doing it for them first or you piping them down. That's really the only real reasons why a woman would do that for you. Like, I don't see no other way. Like, a dude would do it just because she's pretty, but if you a dude, you gotta at least have good dick, or you've done it for her before. So she like, okay, well, since you did it for me, I'll do it for you too, type shit.
Women, paying
A
guy
lot.
bills right now.
A lot.
You know a lot
I know
of
what.
women?
Listen, I know a dude.
Can you introduce me to them?
I know a dude who convinced the girl
Shit, where they at? Where the sugar mamas at?
to let him move in her place. First of all,
I'm not saying that.
First of all, no. He was in a halfway house.
The Pookie and the Ray Rays.
The Pookie and the Ray.
He went from the halfway house to halfway inside her. Shit.
Now you're not helping the point.
He was in a halfway house, and he
Okay.
convinced this girl to let him live with her. Okay.
So he went halfway to all the way in her crib.
You know,
Halfway to full
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
We got
yeah.
the full house. You know what I'm saying?
now you know any dudes riding by shelters, picking up women and their kids from the shelter and letting them move in?
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's probably niggas that would do it though, and let's not lie though. It's niggas that would do it. It's niggas that would do it for sure. If they look good enough, there's a nigga that would do it.
But I know men.
But they're probably thinking how dirty she is. That's really why a girl at a shelter. Do you even wash your ass? Nobody want that.
care women and their kids all the time. Though.
And
They
it's
ain't gotta
women-
be in shelters.
Men not even allowed to be in shelters. That's why all these men are
Didn't
homeless.
Mimi just say
How
on Love
often
and
you see
Hip
a
Hop
homeless
that
woman?
Faith Evans was paying Stevie J's child support? She ain't get consistent child support until he got married to Faith Evans. That mean that woman, his wife, was paying his child support.
And we could talk about the numerous men paying child support today when men come. Come on,
I
now.
don't
Like,
even
you don't want to go
I don't
down
even
that
have
road.
child
Yeah,
support.
we're
No,
gonna go down that road.
No. You said men paying child support to their women for their children. Faith Evans didn't have a nickel in a dime between the baby between Stevie J and Mimi. She was paying his child support
That's
for
true.
his kid with someone
While they was
else.
married.
Yeah, while they were married.
I'm pretty sure that's true. But how often does that happen? That's like that sounds like some unicorn shit. Like that's my first time ever hearing some story.
And plus, they celebrities, so you can't use that as an example. What real life example, like normal people, are doing that? You don't see that too much.
Like that doesn't happen on average. But what I'm saying on average, women are getting free money from men. They putting their cash up in their bio, niggas sending the money. They not doing shit. They getting free dates with men. Men are paying for their rent. This that. On average, most men they can't get their bills paid by a woman. Like you know what I'm saying? Like unless you got then if you do, you got to super finesse your way into that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Women don't even be finessing anyway. Niggas be doing it. That's because the privilege they have. You know what I mean? When we talk about child court and family court, majority benefits of women. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
women get less jail sentences than men for doing the same crime. Like, we could just keep going on and on about the privileges that women have in society.
I don't have no kids, and I promise you, if I did have one, we don't even have to debate about no child support. I'll pay you child support, and the baby could go with you. No problem.
I mean, well,
I've never heard that. Imagine a mother want to give her child up to the father. The only time I see that happen is if the dude lost his job and she's just like, "Yep, I can't stay here no more," and she dip out. So that's crazy to hear.
We ain't gotta go to court. We ain't gotta argue about visitation. Listen, take him, and I will pay you child support.
That's the one. That's a diamond in the rough too.
And speaking of which, that's another privilege that women have. Women can outright abort and give up their children for adoption, and nobody will label that woman as a deadbeat. Nobody even bats an eye. But let a man not take care of his kid.
You on fire?
If the man don't take, he a deadbeat. Y'all shaming him, and then you gotta put him. He get put on child support. Women can actively declare a man as the child of his father. And he has in California. Did you know a man has 30 days to prove that that's not his child? A woman can just outright just lie and say, "Well, this is the father of the child."
Bro, I've heard of that, bro. You could write any dude name on there, and they got to dispute it within a certain time. Whether you know or not, you have a certain amount of time to dispute that shit, or else you are considered the father of that child, and you would have to pay child support if she signs you up for child support for that child until they're like 18 years old, bro. So you'll be paying child support for a kid you don't even know if it's yours. You didn't know you had if it is yours, and then on top of that, you didn't even get no type of warning or nothing about this before it happened. They just all you just noticed was it was coming out your check. So that shit is real, bro, and it's fucking crazy how many people that's happened to. And the abortion thing, the my body, my choice thing, yeah, I do agree. If a dude says, like, I'm not responsible or I'm not ready to be a father, it's like it doesn't matter. You nutted in old girl, so now you gotta take care of the seed. Even if she chose to keep the baby and was like, I'll take care of it myself, she could still sign you up for child support, and now you paying it on top of her taking care of the child as well. And it's a lot that goes to that shit. But a woman can say, no, I don't want to be a mama. And that's it. That's all. Even if the dude want the baby, like she could, like Shorty said, she could have had the baby, gave the baby to him, signed the rights over, and that would have been it. But instead, she got rid of it. You feel me? So it's like women definitely win in that arena.
Birth certificate. If he doesn't come within that 30 days,
kid.
That's his kid. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Legally, even if it's no DNA whatsoever, legally that is his kid. He got to pay child support, and the real daddy is somewhere kicking his feet up doing whatever.
He came up with a way to make y'all be responsible. And
no way she just said that. Now, like I said, if it was the dude that was actually the father and he was just trying to dodge it, it's really a tricky conversation because there's dudes that want to be father, but then the woman don't want to keep the kid. Then it's the situation where the woman want to keep the kid, but the dude don't want to keep the kid. It's really gray. It's really morally gray with it. It's not just black and white. You can't just say, oh, well, if it's that, then it's this. If a dude, let's say, tried to get this woman pregnant on purpose, and how many of them are going to admit that shit? He got her pregnant, she kept the baby, and then he was like, good, now you got to take care of a baby for 18 years, blah, 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 I'm gone. But how many times does that happen, though? Where a dude just traps a woman with a baby purposely saying, oh, now you got to take care of this kid for 18 years, I'm gone. He probably already told you, I didn't want the baby while it was growing, and you was probably like, I'm still going to have it, and you going to take care of it. And then that's when it's just like, whatever the decision is, it's always on the woman, and then the dude has to come out of pocket if she decides to keep it. That's really what it is, bro. So that's the part that makes it fucked up. It ain't got shit to do with making us responsible. It's just that at the end of the day, the woman has the decision when it comes to pregnancy and things of that nature because it grows inside of her.
No, what I'm saying is they could put anybody, not even the father.
Yeah.
You could have a baby by me and
So
put
by
Ace.
someone you never,
By
you never
yes,
even had sexual
yes,
contact with.
Yes, you can say.
Facts. Or you could have had sexual contact with, but of all the dudes she been having sex with, she thinks that you are the best option, and so she'll put you on the child support list. Meanwhile, the actual father doing whatever he doing, he don't got nothing coming for him, like nothing at all.
That, and if they don't come to court,
wasn't
it's
it
a wrap.
wasn't that dude that spent 5 years in jail?
5 years
and
in
he
jail.
wasn't even the father child for like child support.
Yeah, I think in
That's
California,
crazy.
like I said, this is not in all states, but in California, I know they have something like that where a woman can do that, and that man has 30 days. He don't even know, but he has 30 days to go to the court and prove that that's not his child. If not, then he can be liable for child support. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
I feel like that's a little bit crazy, but I'm sure that came from something, and the
You
willy-nilly.
sound real feminist right now.
Right, and even if it did came from something like that, it was for those specific situations. It shouldn't be applied to all situations because every situation is not like that specific situation on why it happened. That situation that it started from probably happened quite a bit, but I doubt that it's still happening as much today because of that law being implemented now as it did back then.
What do you mean? Listen,
I'm gonna take a DNA test and get it
I'm not a
reversed.
feminist,
That
but
nigga
it's
had
just
to do
like,
something.
you know how many dudes run around and sleep with women crazy and disappear, one night stand, and this chick is with a baby and you done ran off into the sunset living your best life and she's...
Well, if she never said nothing, then how was that his fault? Then on top of that, why is y'all not using condoms, bro? Then on top of that, why is you not pulling out? Y'all niggas be on, bro. I don't care if the Jimmy on. I'm pulling out as soon as that shit get the tingling. Y'all tweaking.
I got another
and you
scenario.
never even look back?
There's also another man who has joint custody with his child, right? He has them 3 days. The mother has 4 days. The judge is making him pay the mother for the 4 days that she has him, but he doesn't get any money for the days that he have. So why should he have to pay? Because he's a man?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
a
the court says.
No, yeah, that's
You
not
can look it up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
not
cool. Yeah, that's not cool.
If they split in the time, then
I don't agree.
I mean, but y'all not debating that women have more privileges. Is that what you're debating?
It just depends on what subject we're
No,
talking
come
about.
on, man. We talking about overall.
We just gave you
It's talking about-
But
it's,
you
you know, overall
but you
spectrum of-
can't, because in the aspect of like sex, then I feel like men have more privilege.
And
And
sex.
We don't have to access to sex unless y'all grant it to us.
No, I mean like being crazy, having multiple partners and not being labeled. That's
Oh,
what I
okay,
mean when
okay.
I say
Okay.
sex. Like
I'm telling you,
You sound like,
that
you
is
sound
the
like you want to
only-
have multiple partners.
Listen,
but
that
it's
is
not
the
the
only privilege that women
to me,
always use
my opinion
against men.
still, my opinion still is it's more acceptable for a dude to still be making.
Why, as a woman, do y'all even want to have sex with so many men with the risk of pregnancy, the risk of not orgasming, and the risk of STDs? Like, y'all should. It's expected for women to be more selective because of the risk that it is for women. Y'all are most susceptible to STDs. Y'all can get pregnant, which is the most important one. And then y'all always complaining y'all not having orgasms, but y'all keep fucking multiple dudes. It's just like you're not even getting what you're supposed to get out of it, but you still want to fuck as many dudes as possible. Like, where's the correlation? It's not making sense. You should be way more selective.
Irresponsible decisions when he's up there in age as opposed to a woman. I just think that they say women mature faster than men, so it's
I don't believe that shit either. Women don't mature faster than men. Y'all just exposed to shit way more faster than us. Most of the women that said they mature faster, they weren't really that mature. They were just dealing with older dudes because them older dudes were perverted. Like I said, in high school, the girls your age, about 15 to 18 years old, that's high school. They was dealing with niggas in their 20s. And them niggas in the 20s wasn't getting women in their 20s, so they was dealing with girls that was in high school. You weren't mature because you was dealing with an older dude. You was just dealing with an older dude that couldn't get a girl his age. You would never see no girl. It was a dude that was like 23 fucking with a 17-year-old. You would never see him around no 23, 24-year-olds unless they his homegirls or like his family members. So it's just like, y'all don't really mature. Y'all just get focused more in high school because y'all have a point to prove that, like, I can do this on my own and things of that nature. And as the dudes, we just be trying to enjoy our childhoods, bro. Like, we always expected to do some shit. So it's like, nigga, if I'm 16, 17, I ain't got no real responsibilities right now. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Of course, I can get a car, but at least let me still enjoy my childhood. Let me still at least enjoy the shit I can get away with before now it's nothing but responsibility. Can I at least do that first?
That a woman is moving more adult-like as she gets into a certain age, more than it is
I believe
expected out
y'all
of a
mature
man.
faster. I do probably agree with that, but I just think y'all stay at that. Okay, when we're 16, y'all at a mind state of a maybe of a 21-year-old. Y'all just stay there. It don't evolve from after that. You know what I'm saying? Once men mature, we're like,
So you think women stop maturing?
I think, like I said, it's just y'all being more focused because y'all have goals that y'all want to accomplish, and that's fine. But then, like he said, after that, you just stay in that same mindset. Because, like, a lot of women my age still do the same shit they do from when we was 16, 17. Meanwhile, the niggas is more mature now than they were in high school, which is how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to get those experiences out the way while you're young. You know what I'm saying? So that you're able to progress to the next level, and you won't have to be stuck on, damn, I missed out on this, I missed out on that.
21.
But like I said, that's biology. If y'all got a certain amount of time to do this thing, obviously it's gonna be more pressure on y'all to do this thing before y'all hit that point. Men can have a child at any fucking age they feel like it. That's it. Like
I mean,
so obviously there's gonna be no pressure. Like me and Eli don't have kids. We ain't in our 30s, know what I mean? But we ain't pressured. But I'm pretty sure women that's our same age group, they're gonna be like, yo,
I feel no pressure.
It's ticking. Well, you're not the majority, you're a minority.
And you're not even concerned with a kid. So I mean,
Wolf was just telling us a story, right? About women in their 30s. What they were saying?
They were saying, I want to be loved. I want love now.
They want love now. And the younger women were saying what?
It was like, I'm having fun.
I'm having fun.
I mean, I'm still having fun, but shit.
Like I said, I think
do you want kids?
I want a husband.
That's why you having. That's why you having fun.
Nothing. I would say shit. Like I said, when you're younger, I mean, get that shit out the way. But if you're not getting everything that you want out of it, like if y'all want to fuck all these dudes, at least be coming and be safe. Be safe and be coming from your experiences. Don't be fucking dudes you ain't getting no nut off of, and then also fucking dude that could get you pregnant or try to trap you on some shit. Just be safe and be smart. For women, it just makes more sense. You don't even gotta have birth control and nothing like that. Just be safe and smart.
I like that.
I want a husband more than I want kids.
Mm.
I don't want to give up my age right now,
Mm.
but I could have had a kid, but I didn't have a husband, and it was more important to me to have family, for my kid to have two parents, for me to not be so bad, like weighed down with the responsibility of being a single mother that I couldn't be present and, you know, really interact with my kid in a happy way. Like when there's two parents in the house and y'all are, balancing responsibility, then, I feel like it makes for more pleasant parenting. You know what I'm saying? Like if a woman has to get up, get the kids ready for school, take them to school, pick them up go to work, then get off of work, pick them up from school, bring them home, do their homework, get them bathed, make their dinner, and all of that is on her, then it's like she doesn't get to do gentle parenting and be loving and nurturing because it's like she's on go, 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 go. And I just didn't want to be that type of parent. And I knew that the difference in the parenting was having a male present. Like both my parents are in my life and has always been in my life. But my father was the disciplinarian. So that was his role. And then my mother, did the other stuff.
I mean, that's how it should be. And I appreciate you for having that mindset because
definitely
we don't have a lot of women that share that mindset, unfortunately, in our community. But I'm going to leave off, because I have a ton of, obviously, women got a ton of, I'm going to leave off on this last thing, right? Yo, women are not forced to take accountability. That's the biggest privilege I have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody holds women accountable for their bad decision making, but everybody holds men accountable for their bad decision making. That's the biggest privilege I got right now.
That's not true.
Like,
that's not true?
That's not true.
I ain't gonna say every dude is held accountable for their action because some dudes run from accountability too, and also their circle might not be telling them what they need to do, but women get away with so much, and then on top of that, they're quick to stand up for another person, even if they know they're clearly in the wrong. But just because y'all both are women, you you'll take all the responsibility from her and her decision making off of her to put it on the dude. Like with Krishan and Blueface. Y'all blaming Blueface for all of the shit Krishan is going through, but Krishan made her own decisions at the end of the day. She's a grown ass woman. Blueface might be a fucked up individual, but I highly doubt he made her do some shit that she absolutely did not want to do. He didn't make her get that tooth. He didn't make her get them tattoos. He didn't make her get on the show. He didn't make her drink all them drinks. She make those decisions by herself. Because she's a woman, everybody wants to side with Krishan and be like, oh, I feel bad for her. He's manipulative, blah, blah, blah. No, she's a grown-ass woman. She makes her own mistakes, and she comes from a troubled background, probably way more troubled than Blueface, because they both come from fucked up backgrounds. So women most definitely can get away with dodging accountability way more than men can.
Women get labeled so fast, it's not even funny.
The only label
I'm not talking about sex.
You talk about
I'm
sex?
not talking about sex.
Okay.
If a woman is a dancer,
What kind of dancer?
Was she selling sex?
she doesn't have to be.
What kind,
What kind of dancer? Because if you say she
There's strippers that fucking, so let's not. There's a reason why people assume that about strippers. If it wasn't happening, then nobody would say nothing. But strippers be fucking. So now the top strippers, they don't gotta fuck because they just shake a little ass or a little nipple, whatever, and they still get what they get. It's the regular workers that gotta do a little more to get a little bit extra. And them the ones that setting that standard on why people thinking strippers is easy and shit like that. So, I mean...
selling sex. That is in that same...
What kind of dancer?
Plus, selling sex isn't just having sex. It's sex in general. Sex sells. If there's anything sexual involved, it's going to sell. So, you're as a stripper, you're selling a fantasy. So, naturally, men are going to... You know what I'm saying? You're still selling sex because it's sexual. The dances is sexual. The private dance is sexual. Everything about it is sexual. That's why you're naked or half naked.
If you're shaking that ass for cash, you putting a price on you. You get them. It's different.
But you don't have to have sex.
Bruh.
You rubbing your ass on dicks all day.
Not necessarily.
You do it.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Most strip clubs, you're doing that. Especially if you have a private dance area. You getting touched and you touching motherfuckers.
Make money.
That's true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Can I say something? They have.
And men go to the strip clubs. So how you gonna tell us? How you gonna tell dudes that be going, but probably going to the strip clubs, what the strip club's like? Nigga, we in there. Shit, you only in there to throw money and grab a little cheeks. You don't know.
Clubs where you really, well, no. They have peep shows. You can't touch the woman. It's glass between you.
Those are rare. There's not many peep shows that exist. Most strippers is contact and they're walking around, they're on the stage, or they're in the private areas. You can get in contact with the strippers. There's not a lot of peep shows, especially.
Hey, but what's she doing though?
Selling sex.
It's in the nightlife, yeah.
All right, but
adult
nobody's
entertainment.
physically touching her. But she will get, but she still, put it like this. That woman who is not having sex with anybody, just advertising through glass, will get this, whatever you want to call it, but she'll get.
Because majority, it's not about the ones that are not. It's about the ones that are and how many of the people that are. Majority outrules minority. Y'all keep using these little examples and thinking it's the bigger picture. It's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is majority rules. That's why statistics are so important, because whatever the majority is doing, that is what they're basing their studies off of. It's not about the minority. Minority does not matter. Well, it does, but it doesn't matter as much as the majority.
Same title or label as a woman who is having sex with multiple people, and she may not be.
To me, she has a price. Look. Let me tell you why. She had a price to take off that shirt. She had a price to take off those shoes. Now tell me what the price is to get that pussy.
And there is always a
It
price.
is.
They might not say it out loud.
Eventually you can pay something.
No.
If you're willing to get paid to do this, what else are you?
That's why a lot of like OnlyFans chicks end up having to upgrade their content. They could have started from doing feet pics, but then dudes start asking for Cooter Mama pics. Now after the Cooter Mama pics, they want to see everything else, and then it just now do you do meetups? If you're willing to sell for this, what else can I get you for?
Willing to give?
And most people that are in that field are willing to do something for a little extra. That's just how it goes.
We'll turn
That's
that
not
other
true.
cheek.
I worked in strip clubs before. There are some people who would just come in.
Keyword some. You keep using the minority. We're talking about the mass. If let's say you go to a strip club, it's like 20 strippers. The top dancers is like 5 of them. They've never had to sleep with anybody because they're the top strippers. They get paid strictly to dance. The rest of them might have to do a little fucking to get a little extra money because they're not getting as paid as much as the top dogs is. So does that mean that all strippers are fucking? No. But that means that majority of strippers are willing to fuck because they're in that field. And if you could pay them a little extra behind the scene or in that private room, you can get a little extra. Top dancers ain't gonna go for it, but the rest of them are more than likely going to do it. That's basically what it is. It's majority over minority every single time. It doesn't matter what the little bit of people do. It's about what most people are doing.
Do the bare minimum.
That's where general statements and stereotypes come from. People don't think black people just eat chicken and watermelon because only a few people. No, they seen a lot of black people eat chicken and watermelon and assume that black people just like chicken and watermelon. You didn't see a few people, white people, not season their food and think, damn, all white people must don't season their food. No, you've seen a lot of white people not seasoning their food, and so that's the new stereotype. That's just how it goes. It's about majority rules every single time.
And then be okay with that bare minimum. And then you got the ones who want more.
Keep it a buck. You gave a nigga a hand job?
No.
Oh, yo, she started off like,
No.
Yeah. Nigga said $500. You're not giving that man a hand job.
Come on, man. Come on.
See, boy, prove it.
Nah, it's like, girls have morals though. Some of them just do what they do to get money and
$500. That's on the low end.
So you can say you got morals, but you're out here showing your body naked. That connects? Like that's
you
moral?
go on a beach. You have on a bikini.
I said you getting butt ass naked. Is you in the strip?
Being in bikini versus a stripper is two different things. I always try to make correlations with shit that do not add up. A swimsuit versus a bikini is a swimsuit / bikini versus a thong or lingerie is two different things. Don't do that.
Listen, in my country they have nude beaches.
Why they trying to
so
find a fucking exception to the
that's
rule?
it.
Like, I'm saying, like,
How many nude beaches exist? Come on, bro. Don't just be pulling shit out your
in the shit, but y'all know for real.
They
for
have
real
nude
what it
beaches.
is.
You can't run around filling people up on a nude beach.
how many new beaches in the world is there?
Don't touch.
There's one in Brazil.
And I'm pretty sure if the money's out, they willing to.
You couldn't go fill up on people whether they clothed or not. So that has nothing to do with it. A nude beach don't mean shit. But the strip club environment, it's sex sell. It's a sex selling environment. So people are more inclined to want to do it. It's tempting at a nude beach, but I guarantee you, because of respect, and it ain't the time and place, and you can go to jail for that. Ain't nobody finna be touching nobody on the beach.
How many strip clubs in the world?
Thousands.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were.
Okay. All right. Well, that was that, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's kind of. There's things that men can get away with that women can't get away with, and there's things that women can get away with that men can't get away with. I won't say it's equal or who has a little bit more, but it's definitely, it could be about neck and neck or a little bit above the other. It just depends on how you're looking at it and what you're thinking of. So I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all